So welcome everyone. It's Wednesday, the 4th of March. And last night was a beautiful big full moon, a harvest full moon here in the southern hemisphere. And the harvest full moon was all about celebrating the bounty of the crops and the culmination of summer. It's this time is the threshold into autumn, and you can really feel the changes around the sort of autumnal feelings. But the real step into autumn happens on the 21st of March. That's our official start of autumn, which is the eclipse, the equinox, sorry. And there was a lunar eclipse yesterday as well, that actually happened at 13:33. For us here in South Africa, it happened at 13:33 on the 3rd of the 3rd, which is quite an interesting numerological number. I'm not a student of numerology, but there's must be a lot in that. So we didn't actually see the lunar eclipse, but there's very much the eclipse energy around. And I just thought I'd share with you some of the insights. So historically, autumn's always been a time of gathering and preparation, and communities started to store food and preserve what they could and ready themselves for the months ahead. And a friend of mine, Jackie Corbett, traveled to Norway, and she said, there you really do see the need in this sort of time, in sort of autumns, of really gathering and preparing and storing and preserving your fruits and vegetables so that you can survive the winters ahead. In isiZulu, the month of March is known as Ndasa, I think, which means well-fed or abundant. And so it's a season of actually abundance and nourishment rather than lack. Michelle McClellan says that this is the Virgo full moon. Well, she doesn't say it is a Virgo full moon. So if you look with your Skyview app, you'll see that the full moon is sitting in the sign of Virgo. And that's gently inviting us to release whatever is not needed and to lighten our loads. With the moon near the Karmic node in practical Virgo, so Virgo is a very practical sign, opposite a collection of 5 planets in watery Pisces. It's as if the cosmos is saying, tidy up what is no longer serves, the habits, the clutter, the old stories, and discern what's truly nourishing, and then surrender and trust the flow of life. So I'll read that again. So just with the planetary alignment, it's like it's saying, tidy up what no longer serves you, the habits, the clutter, the old stories, and discern what's truly nourishing, and then surrender the trust and flow of life. She goes on to say, coinciding with the ending of other major cycles, this feels like a tender thank you and goodbye to what is ready to go, making space for more peace, health, and compassion going forward. An old era is ending, a new one is unfolding. So for us personally, this has been quite an intense week. This time last week, we would never have guessed what lay ahead, but that is life. And I introduced you all to our little puppy Smudge. And very sadly, she passed away on Friday night. She had a sudden decline from Friday morning when I woke up and found her quite wet because I'd left one of the doors open because it was so hot. And I just thought she was hypothermic. And then it turned out in the end that she had some internal bleeding as well. And thankfully, mum and dad were with me as well and helped me navigate this. But we're still trying to figure out exactly. So she had this internal bleeding on her chest. And the vets couldn't stabilize her. It was too far gone by the time we even realized that that was what was happening. And so, yeah, she very unexpectedly and suddenly passed away. So, and it's been a time of grief. And we'd only had her for sort of 3 months, but she really did. I think these little ones work their way into your hearts and into your lives. And I've really tried to avoid, it's not easy because it's my natural default is going down the rabbit holes of I wish I had and I shouldn't have, and it shouldn't be like this, and she was too young, all these stories we have in our minds. And we are not promised long lives. We are not assured of only happiness. In fact, grief is the one thing that we do all share in common. We all are going to lose loved ones. I mean, and this was just a puppy, but still very beloved by us. And my mindfulness training has really been quite supportive in this because we Buddhists talk about the arrows of suffering and the sadness, the loss and the sadness, like Smudge's death, is like the one arrow that has gone through our heart. It's the pain that we feel when we think about her loss. But then the next arrow is the one that we put in and we twist around every time we go to the I wish I had, and it shouldn't have been like this, and why did this happen to us? And if only, and um, all of that story in our minds. And sometimes I think in our Western world, we try to rationalize and try to fix. I'm a great fixer. That's the way I deal with my anxiety or the unknown or um, difficulty. And no wonder I'm in the profession and the work that I do. But we really realize that trying to fix it in our minds or make it right by it shouldn't have it. Why was it like that? It really does not serve us. It just keeps the wound raw and open and unable to heal. It really allows it to fester. So I've been turning a little bit to this beautiful book by Bridget McNulty. It's called The Grief Handbook. And I got this because I've been reading her Glimmers of Joy, and she said she wrote that Glimmers of Joy after her, a while after her mother passed. But she talked about writing the Grief Handbook, because she looked for something like this when her mother had died unexpectedly, and she tried to look for places of support, and she really didn't find them. So it's a lovely little easy read book, and it's got lots of little helpful things in it. And I thought I'd just read you one or two things from it, and it might be supportive to you or to loved ones. She quotes Emily and Amelia Nagoski from Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. And says, if you're living with the aftermath of trauma, simply breathing deeply is the gentlest way to begin unlocking from the trauma, which makes it a great place to start. A simple practical exercise is to breathe in to a slow count of 5. Hold that breath for 5, then exhale for a slow count of 10. Pause for another count of 5. Do that 3 times, just 1 minute and 15 seconds of breathing, and see how you feel. So we'll practice that in a moment when we step into our meditation. And yeah, there's another quote that she has in here by William Penn from the North NSW Council of Churches and from Selected Christian Prayers, which says, life is eternal and love is immortal. Death is only a horizon, and a horizon is nothing save the limit of our sight. So I'll just share that with you again. Life is eternal and love is immortal. Death is only a horizon, and a horizon is nothing save the limit of our sight. So gone from our sight. And this I thought I'd share again from Donna Ashworth, who just seems to have so many comforts. And this is called, it's a beautiful page. It's called The Eclipse of Grief, which is really relevant at this time with our lunar eclipse that was yesterday. So I invite you just to, so you're like your little pup coming to say hello. So beautiful. No, so special. So I invite you to just let these words land. It's more of a passage than a poem. Maybe grief is the moon and love is the sun. And as they pass one another into the unknown, there is a kind of mystical eclipse. The grief blocks out all the light, you see, all the love, all the everything. I know, but that can't last. They will shift into their new places eventually. And whilst they dance this heartbreaking waltz, it is vital that you don't forget how to breathe. That's it. That's all you need to be alive. A heartbeat and a breath. And if you sit there with those life givers, hope will find you every day, just a little. And joy may even sneak in too, through the cracks, fleetingly. Let them. Because one day the moon will anchor firmly in place amongst the stars and let the sun beat down again in all her glory. And you deserve that light. And every night there the moon will be, shining through the dark and reminding you that you're not alone until it's time for you to finally come home. I'll read that again a bit later. So, as this book points out, grief is the one real universal experience for us all, and yet we really don't know how to handle it, and we don't really know how to be. So I hope that this might be comforting for you and if grief has found you recently. So taking a deep breath in and breathing out, perhaps just sighing out, anchoring down, feet on the floor, pelvis on a cushion or chair, spine stretching out, stretching up out of the pelvic bowl, shoulders, neck, head, top of head reaching towards the sky. Just feeling balance between earth and heaven. Grounded by earth and supported by heaven. And just taking a deep breath in, breathing in for a count of 5. Holding for 5. Breathing out for 10. Holding for 5. Breathing in for 5. Holding for 5. Breathing out for 10. Holding for 5. And one last round. Breathing in for 5. Excuse me. Holding for 5. Breathing out for 10. And holding for 5. And then letting go of this rhythm and pattern. And just noticing what rhythm your breath falls into. Where you feel your breath. Your nostrils, back of your throat, chest, belly. Just noticing that there. Or perhaps you want to widen the lens of your awareness and feel the whole body breathing. Noticing breath and maybe even noticing heartbeat. Both there for us every moment of every day. And if your thoughts start to wander, which they will because we're human and that's what thoughts do, just gently guiding them back to this moment of breathing. That's all we need to be alive, a heartbeat and a breath. That's it. That's all you need to be alive, a heartbeat and a breath. And if you sit there with those life givers, hope will find you every day, just a little, and joy may even sneak into through the cracks. Fleetingly, let them. So, in this moment, inviting joy through the cracks, inviting a sensation of gratitude into our heart space, feeling an appreciation for this breath and this heartbeat. And inviting other gratitudes into your heart space. More the sensation of the gratitude than the visual imagery, but allow their visual imagery to strengthen the feeling in your heart space. Nowhere to be, nothing else to do, just this moment. This moment of breath, this moment of heartbeat, this moment of gratitude. Nothing to do, nothing to prove, nothing to fix. Just this moment of being us in in our bodies. Opening our hearts to gratitude, love, the magic, the guidance of nature, the wisdom of the cosmos, the hand of God. Just being. Because one day the moon will anchor firmly in place amongst the stars and let the sun beat down again in all her glory. And you deserve that light. And every night, there the moon will be, shining through the dark and reminding you you're not alone until it's time for you to finally come home. So, in this moment, just sensing that we're not alone, that we're all connected, and we don't stand apart from nature. We are meshed in the very nature that the sun, the moon, the stars, the bees, butterflies are part of too. When you're ready, you may want to rest your hands on your heart space, just anchoring and taking a last few breaths into your heart space. And then taking a last deep breath in, sighing out, stretching or rubbing thighs and arms, moving fingers and toes. And coming back to the room and space that you're in. Thank you for joining today. I wish you a blessed day and week as we share this journey of life together. Thanks, Hilda. Thanks, Nat. Thank you all. And I'll see you next week. I'll send a photo of this lovely passage on our Mindful Moments group. Thanks, Hilda. Thanks, Nat. Thanks, Ravesh. Thanks, Jen. Take care, everyone. See you next week. Enjoy this special time. The moon's still going to be incredible in the next few days, so hopefully it'll come out from behind the clouds for those who didn't see it last night. Take care, everyone.
Nikki.
Thank you, Jen. Hi, Mum.
Oh, you disappeared for a while. The whole thing shut down. So
Did it?
just now, after we just finished, which was lovely.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a lovely session. Thank you. But then
okay.
it just closed, and we've come back this second. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know what happened. But
I'm gonna have to look into my Wi-Fi. Yeah.
okay, okay.
Thanks,
Well,
everyone.
take care.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.